Morning, afternoon, night. Striker Stan. I'm going to talk to you about a Vulcan 866 record bed. It came out in, I'm not sure exactly where. I mean, I'm thinking around 87, maybe 86. And it was the Yeah, it says it right there. The underlift or wheel lift will lift 3,500 pounds and will tow 7,500 pounds. Huh. This thing will just barely tow my crew cab. And then the boom is a 6,000 pounds extended, and then retracted it's 20,000. Let me say that again. 20,000 pounds. It says it right there. That's a lot. Vulcan Equipment LTZ, Toronto, Canada. Oh, weird. There's a serial number right there. This was the 639th bed. 86600 639. I've had 4 or 5 of these. Somebody took the winches. Got the lights working. Anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk about. And I messed with hear that clicking? That's the hydraulic. That's the hydraulic pump. Cleaned it up. When I got it, this bolt was broken. And then this bolt there was hanging on. And then there's another one underneath it that was completely gone. Then this bolt here was stripped. They rethreaded it, re-drilled all this, and put a slightly bigger bolt in it. So it saved me from getting that little bracket back there. It bolts to the front of the head. Anyways, you see all these this spacer? Well, if you look down there, the spacers, this one was here, and whoever did this before, they didn't put the spacers in here, and they just scrunched it all together, and it worked. But when I got it, it was kind of, this would actually wobble a little tiny. You could get it to move a tiny bit, and when you hit it, you could tell just by hitting it. You could tell that it wasn't tight. And now it's solid. It's solid as a rock. I got all the bushings in there, all the bolts in there. Everything's torqued, Loctited. Good to go on that department. It's got the wrong radiator in it though. And we're going to use the non-approved hoses for now because it's got the wrong radiator in it. Why not have the wrong hoses in it? But Stanley's cutting some firewood right now, and his next project is to put the fender wells back in it. Even though we're gonna do something else with it, we're just putting it together for now. Just mess around. Now that I got sidetracked on, I guess I could turn the lights off. I always get sidetracked, but they all. I've had several of these. But I can tell you one thing. It's a wiring nightmare. And what's really funny is that I've basically disconnected oddball wiring and switches and just hooked up the stock stuff. That's how I made the brake lights work. He had some switch, had some power switch for this. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about that, that was a blackout. I bet that's exactly what that was. That was for blackout. The guy that owned this towing company did a lot of impounds, and I bet you that was a switch to cut out all the lights on the back, so there were no park lights, no brake lights. That's probably what that was. Now that I think about it. But anyways. These things, it didn't say in the thing, but these things come with they come with 1 or 2 dual 8,000-pound Ramsey winches. This is the neat part. Like when you build one of these, when you build a homemade wrecker, you don't get all this fancy stuff. And this is heavy duty. Remember, 20,000 pounds. That's a lot. That's more than this truck. This truck can't do. This truck can be pulling wheelies trying to do something with 20,000 pounds. And these brackets here, these are for the spoons. If I had the Vulcan scoops, they'd go in here. And then these brackets are for the dolly bars to go into. Oh, and this little spot right here, that's for a square bar for the dollies. And the dollies themselves set right there, but that's a bar that slides through there that actually pops your dollies up and down. And there's a on-the-fly repair. Somebody needed that fitting right there going into the ram. So I had the top elbow, but it was the wrong size, so I hunted around on an oil barrel, an oil filter type deal, and I found that little reducer. And that's what I needed to put it together. I could have went to the store and bought something, but it makes it more special, and you can jerry rig it, I guess, and it's successful. One neat thing is both the winch tensioners are here, and that's pretty important. We're going to try to get a hold of the guy that might know where the winches are or have the winches, see if he'll sell them. It's kind of odd. I don't know why they didn't take the other end. They're the end of things. So, I don't know. This guy's got a big gas tank in it. I don't know if you can see that in there. Yeah, there's a gas tank right there. Nice set of springs. And another thing that's kind of neat about these record beds is, for some reason, these pieces here are always flopping. For some reason. And what's neat is these, you can unbolt this, and this, and then you unbolt it. You unbolt it from the back, right there, and right there. Yeah. Nice Vulcan mud flap. And this is these are the controls for the, I think this is the in and out. Yeah, this is for in and out, up and down. This is for this winch on this side, and this is for the winch on the other side. Then the wheel lift controls, or under reach or lift, whatever you call it. It's a wheel lift, that's what I call it. I'm thinking this is up and down. I'm kind of confused on which one it is. I might have to look it up. I think this bottom one, I think it's in and out. This middle one is tilt, and this up. This one here is up and down. But I could be wrong. And that slot right there, the reason why it's got odd angles in it is that for this one angle, you'd have a wheel chock, it's an angled piece of metal that fits under your tire, and it's got a chain that comes up and hooks into that slot right there. And it's kind of hilarious. I watch YouTube videos, and people that don't know what they're doing exactly, they put the wheel chocks under their tires, and they just slide. And they're trying to figure out why. Well, the reason is you got to put your wheel chock under your tire, and you got to have enough slack in your chain hooked to that hole right there. And you get back in your truck and you back up. Really, you back up. Just back up like this. So that back tire is just sitting just on the edge of your wheel chock is like right here. And that wheel chock is completely under your tire, and that wheel is completely up on there, and that chain is tight. So when you start winching, it automatically just digs that thing right into the ground, and it does not move. When it moves, it's because you got a 20,000 pounds worth of something going, not wanting to go anywhere, and you'll start skidding. But that's some pretty violent winching, though. Anyways, let's talk about the wheel lift. It's got a ram in there. You can't really see it from here. If I go get my flashlight, you can. Look at that transmission. I just took that out because my transmission has been making weird noises, and I thought it was the rear end, so I checked. I cleaned out my fluid, and then I'd seen a bad U-joint, and I'm like, a bad U-joint's not going to cause that type of noise. So I fixed my U-joint. Then I thought, okay, it's my transfer case. Then I decided, I'm going to pull a trailer, so I want to change my oil and filter. Well, I changed my oil and filter, and when I drained my oil out of my automatic transmission 4L60E, I could hear chunks of metal falling out. I'm just like, and the thing shifts perfect. I'm just like amazed it even works. Crazy. See, I just get sidetracked on my sidetrack stories. Anyways, yeah, just like I thought, you can't see it. But anyways, there's a bushing that goes all the way across right there, and this whole thing will actually, you can actually see where the metal's been bent, well, it's better without it. You can see where the metal's been bent back. That'd be full tilt. Tilt, and then I don't know what's up with that being bent like that, and like maybe this thing fell off and the pin. These pins do rattle out. Wow, I can't. Yeah. Oh, holy shit! What the hell? See, there's a subframe in there right there. The subframe, you can't. It's kind of hard to see when you're like looking at the ground, isn't it? There's a subframe right there. Goes the whole way. It goes from the back of the truck all the way up there, and that's what that's what gives everything its structure. That's why you can take the sides out. The sides are just cosmetic, as Fred's Towing would say. There's that bushing right there. And there's the ram. That's the up and down ram. Then on the back, oh gosh, got a piece of dirt in my eye. How convenient. There's your ram. There's your tilt mechanism. There's your and that ram is kind of a pain in the ass to change too. But that's a little A-frame type thing that's welded to the top backside of that portion I just sold you on the top, and that's what gives this thing the ability to tilt. But there's a bushing up there that I'm kind of, yeah, right there. I'm kind of wondering why that bushing is hanging out. Can you see it right there? Yeah, that's kind of making me a little nervous. Why that's hanging out that far? I'm gonna have to investigate that. Huh. Yeah, see that subframe comes all the way back right to here. It's welded into the back frame, and then it's oh shit, this is gonna be fun to take off this truck. Instead of it works better without the light. There's a... Oh, they did put the bolt. See, usually they... I don't know about this thing. There's a bolt right there. Usually they don't... Usually, I've noticed throughout the years having these tow trucks, that bolt gets rattled out or never gets put in, or somebody reinstalls the bed, it never gets put in, and then they just put. There's supposed to be a bolt down here. It's not supposed to be welded, but whatever. Anyways, the whole moral of the story is the frame rail. When you're towing stuff, this frame rail starts going side to side, and it eventually cracks back here or cracks up there on the other end. But these things do work pretty damn good. The biggest problem is there's some like anything, you got to do hose maintenance. That's a given. But the real problem is right here with these hoses. It's no, the real problem is when somebody decides to do a repair on these wheel lifts. If you look right there, that's a metal line. To a rubber hydraulic line. It goes up to the over to the control thing, and then the other side has got, God, this thing almost has got a metal line. Well, the issues started happening when some yahoo decides to jerry-rig your wheel lift. Because if there's a pin right, you can't see it too well, but right there, you can't see it, but there's a bushing, a pin right there. It's held down with snap rings. That bushing does fall out, and when it falls out, it allows that ram to start moving when it's not supposed to move, and it takes them metal lines and it wads them up, it ruins them. Now, instead of getting more factory lines, they put rubber hosing all the way from the ram all the way up and around the corner, which, hey, you know what? Hey, works. Great. Well, guess what? When it starts going up and down, right there on that edge, you can't make that rubber line go around that tight corner like that metal line can. It's not happening. And then it starts chafing right there, and then your lines start leaking, and then you start going back and doing cleanup on people's driveways and yards and weird stuff. Oh, wow. It's got the little bushing gadget things there. Well, this thing has got a lot of mud on it. Anyways, another extended video, but now just a second, I'm trying to get you guys where, this is what I was gonna, you can't even see it. Oh yeah, you can right there. All them right there. Let's see if I can shut my light off. See that? That's got like, and that's not even, that's up and down. That's not even moving the control. That's not even moving the valve. That's just, there's so much. What the problem is you see that there's a bar on that, on this one right here. There's two pins, and then you see a bar connecting them. Well, the problem is somebody decided to jerry rig it and not put. There's supposed to be another bar. Like there's a bar on one side. There's supposed to be a bar on the other side, and it'll take that. See that moving right there? It'll take that moving out right there, and it'll tighten this up. So, anyways, that's what the video is supposed to be about, was this, but see the same with this one. But the middle one is unique. The two outside ones have double bars, but the middle one is different. Anyways, that's sure a small exhaust pipe for a freaking diesel engine. And the famous Sterling 10 1/4 rear axle. Anyways, extended version of an 866 record bed. Anyways, comment, like, and subscribe, share, and we're just messing around on this channel. I know some of the stuff is kind of goofy and stupid, but we're just messing around trying to figure stuff out. Anyways, have a wonderful day.